This might not have made it to the mainstream media, but as we speak, Kenya's human rights record is set to be examined on Thursday, May the 1st, for the 4th time by the United Nations Human Rights Council. Now, in this video, I want us to look into why this investigation is dangerous for some individuals in Kenya. And with no further ado, let's get after it. Number 1, this investigation was meant to run for 12 days. And even before the 12 days are over, 6 people in Narok have been shot in the head. I mean, talk about bad timing. If your institution is being investigated for financial fraud, and in the middle of investigations, 1 or 2 staff members are caught by night guards trying to sneak out bundles of money, what do you think that does to the investigations? It makes the work of the investigators easier. Kenya is under investigation. Hata investigation haijaisha, tayari mumeenda mumeua watu 6 with clean headshots. That automatically sullies the final report. Again, even before those 12 days are over, the BBC decided to release its documentary which showed that Kenya Army was involved in the killings that took place in Parliament. And that automatically makes the president a person of interest. Because when it comes to police mutenda mulaumu the IG. In fact, President Ruto did an extraordinary thing by removing the budget of the IG from the office of the president na akapea IG budget yao. Police wanajipanga siku hizi so that they can truly be independent. But that's a positive way to look at it. Another option could be so that they can truly be independent, ndo wakitumika hiyo paper trail inabaki tu kwao. But this time around, it is not the police. The BBC have released a documentary in the middle of investigations showing that it is Kenya Army, and hence that makes the commander-in-chief a person of interest. Jeshi haina deputy commander-in-chief, unfortunately. This is not like the judiciary where we have a deputy chief justice who was empaneling illegal benches kwa ile impeachment ya Gachagua. Here it is only one person who gives orders. So I wonder how that will go. The president will have to get a fall guy within the military. Somebody will have to be court-martialed. Sijui ni Kahariri, sijui ni which brigadier general, but somebody must be punished, especially if the international players begin to look into what is happening in Kenya. Which is why people like KJ are panicking and beginning to say that the BBC has an agenda. Here's the tape.
Between Kenya and the UK, Mr. Speaker, even as we debate this matter, it is not lost to us that yes, there were unfavorable events that took place in the time and the lead up to the finance bill. But Mr. Speaker, that is not what we are debating. We would like to know for a fact whether what BBC is hearing is connected to the riders that this house put on the training of the British Army training units in Kenya, where we were requiring that any officer of the British Army, if they are found here in Kenya to have killed, to have maimed, to have raped, they should be tried here in the mother soil, as it would happen even for a Kenyan if they were found guilty of a criminal offense in the UK.
So you can see these guys have a lot of jitters. And Bunge is very unhappy because of the timing. Wanajiuliza kwa nini BBC imeangusha hii kitu katikati ya investigation ya human rights. And to that end I would ask, which other time was a better time other than now? Wakati uchunguzi inafanywa, ndo the best time kuleta evidence. You either bring it before the investigations or during the investigations, but not after the investigations. So BBC did the right thing to release this information right now. Na ndo hawataki. You can hear them complaining in the dais of the National Assembly. Now moving along, this entire fiasco begs the question, what happens next if the UNHCR reports to the UN General Assembly and or the UN Security Council that they found Kenya guilty of gross violation of human rights? Well, one of 3 options could take place. Number 1, we could see Hague open an investigation on some of our leaders, which is why people like Cheriot are desperate to blame IG Kanja, because to survive you need a fall guy, mtu wa kutumika vibaya, na Gachagua alionya Kanja na hakusikia. It seems it is him. Second thing we could see is significant economic sanctions imposed on Kenya, the same way the US imposed them on South Africa because of Elon Musk crying to Trump about the treatment of whites in South Africa. Here in Kenya, the US could do the same to us, simply because we are moving from the West and treating China as our primary ally, especially in matters economics. And the timing couldn't be more terrible. Ruto was doing a state visit with China, signing trade deals, while US and China in the middle of trade wars. Huyu anekea huyu tariff, and then you're going to pledge allegiance. That is very dangerous, and the US has a mad person in office. Huyo jamaa is very unpredictable. He can do anything, he can say anything. Hata sidhani anapenda Kenya, because hapa ndo Obama alitoka, someone he hates with a passion. And the third thing we could see, which is on a lighter note, we could probably see the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres give our leaders a stern warning to behave themselves or else. That is the least that can happen to them if this report is damning. And I bet it's going to be damning. Yani katikati ya uchunguzi, BBC inaangusha bombshell. Na nyinyi wenyewe mnajikanga mnaenda mnaangusha watu 6. We'll be waiting for that report. Inatoka kesho wakati ya Labor Day. So kila mtu atakuwa nyumbani, mumerelax. If we'll get the documents, we'll do the analysis. I'm sure all other media houses will do the same. And we'll see. Ramifications are not there internally, but externally there could be. And all who are involved ought to carry their own cross. At the end of the day, guys, that's just my opinion. Do let me know your own comments in the comment section below. Do you think that this investigation will favor this country, or is it going to be damning? Just drop me your comments. I'll do best to read them and to give you a response. And in the event you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching from a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Ofula, hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really, really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.